Joining us now is Democratic Senator Alex Padilla of California. He is the ranking member of the Rules and Administration Committee and a member of the Judiciary Committee. Senator Padilla, it's great to see you.
Good to see you again, Jacob.
What was Congresswoman Salazar talking about?
Well, as I see that clip, Jacob, the first thing I think is, well, we got one. We got one to say publicly what so many are saying privately. There has to be a better way, one that respects the rule of law, two, that is smarter when it comes to immigration policy. Right? She said in different words what I said in the interview with you months ago. The administration should focus on the dangerous, violent criminals that they talk so much about, the true threats to public safety in communities and to national security, but not what they've been doing in practice. Los Angeles was the test case. That's where they ran the playbook first. And my message to my colleagues when I returned was exactly that. If they could do this in Los Angeles, whether it was about immigrants' rights or anything else, then they set the groundwork for being able to deploy troops into any city in the country to quench dissent on any issue. And now you have National Guard troops and others roaming the streets of Washington, D.C. You see what's happened in Chicago. You see what's happened in Portland and Memphis. And now, not just threats, I take Trump at his word, San Francisco is next. And the way he justifies it, his words, he believes he has unquestioned power to deploy troops to San Francisco. That's what he ultimately wants, unquestioned power. And it's up to us to make sure we hold this administration accountable, because he does not have unquestioned power. Once you deploy troops to police the streets of cities in the United States of America, he has crossed the line from democracy to dictatorship.
Senator Padilla, I want you to watch what so-called border czar Tom Homan said tonight about ICE arrests.
I look at the data every morning on the way to work, 22 pages of data. Approximately 70% of everybody ICE arrests is a criminal. Bottom line, data shows it. Who are the other 30%? National security threats. Most national security threats don't have criminal history because they're laying low to do the dirty deed.
I mean, that just directly contradicts what universities like Syracuse, the track organization within Syracuse, say in their data. Homan is saying 100% of people arrested, it's laughable, are criminals or future criminals, terrorists. Every one of them, we know, you and I personally know, that it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah. What he's saying is an outright lie. And by the way, this is the same individual that took bags of cash from undercover FBI agents. So, give me a break when it comes to crime and the rule of law. The fact of the matter is, and it's ICE's own data shows this, that the vast majority of people that have been detained, that have been arrested, and even many deported without due process, do not have violent criminal convictions on their record. What they're pointing to is their sheer presence in the United States without being legal immigrants. Not everybody came to the United States the wrong way. Many undocumented immigrants came the right way. They came on a visa of some type and have overstayed that visa. So they may be undocumented, but are otherwise law-abiding, hardworking, tax-paying, etc. It's a broken immigration system that has created this mess. So our immigration system as a whole needs to be modernized. We should focus on the dangerous, violent criminals, the true threats to public safety, but give the hardworking folks who are doing right and pursuing the American dream the ability to come out of the shadows, take a step towards legal status, maybe eventually earn citizenship. It's good for them, it's good for communities, and it would be great for our economy.
Instead, they're deporting 17-year-olds like Nori Santai Ramos, who went to the Miguel Contreras Learning Complex with her mother, Estela, only to have her mother, Estela, die and Nori to be alone in Guatemala. Our viewers are familiar with that story. But you're right. There are countless stories like Nori that we have not heard about yet. I wanted to ask you, Senator Padilla, about the National Guard, because I have talked to troops here in Los Angeles, both the Guard and the Marines, who told me that they feel like they're basically being asked to wage war on their own communities, stand in between those ICE agents, and in some cases, if not literally their brothers and sisters, their neighbors. What are you hearing from Guard members here in California, and what does it do for the morale inside the ranks?
Morale is extremely low. When people sign up for the National Guard, or for the Marines for that matter, because Marines have been deployed, it's not what they signed up for. All right? They're signing up for critical missions to protect our national security abroad, in the case of the Marines. National Guard men and women usually have very critical missions that they're assigned to. In certain parts of the year, it's wildfire mitigation measures to help prepare for hot, dry summers and the risk of tremendous wildfires. Other times of the year, it could be, projects to help control against the threat of flash flooding, things like that. Or, given the cuts to nutrition assistance programs, Governor Newsom is now deploying the Guard to food banks, as he did during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's the kind of work National Guards, women and men, those service members sign up to do, not to be pitted against their friends and neighbors and to implement Donald Trump's mass deportation agenda, but it just speaks volumes about the abuse of power that is seeing no end in this White House.
You mentioned how the National Guard troops would, in some cases, right now, at this very minute, be engaged in wildfire mitigation, looking to protect against the next Palisades fire or Eaton fire, the costliest wildfire event in American history. At this point, I saw you out here during the fires as I covered them, and you walked around your own communities. You've been very actively engaged, and I want to ask you about this. In the aftermath of this fire and preventing future ones, you have a bipartisan bill. It's called Fix Our Forests Act, which advanced out of committee. Talk to me about this bill. How will it actually change the federal response to wildfires?
Sure. No, I appreciate the question because, look, despite the political environment that we're in, despite the government shutdown that is hurting a lot of people, especially federal workers that are asked to work without paychecks, we still have to try to keep making progress on issues that are important for, families who live in areas prone to wildfires, for example. So to find bipartisan support to advance measures that could expedite the fuel breaks, for example, one common sense practice, not just during the course of a big fire to contain it sooner rather than later, but to prevent fires from either happening in the first place or from becoming small fires to being large fires. The establishment of a wildfire intelligence center, bringing together the experience and the expertise of wildfires from across the federal government with state partners into one location so we can maximize our strategy, maximize not just prevention, but response when fires do happen and inform the rebuilding of communities. That's the kind of common sense action that Californians are desperate for, along with Americans throughout the West and beyond.
Senator Alex Padilla, it's so great to see you this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jacob.